Hi, Boulder Bookstore. Susanna Barkataki here, and I'm so excited to be with you. I was recently in Boulder and got to explore some of your yogic culture and was very grateful to do so. So I am an Indian yoga practitioner coming to you from Tataviam and Chumash land, so not so far from you in Southern California. And I'm the author of Embrace Yoga's Roots, Courageous Ways to Deepen Your Yoga Practice. I wanted to begin by inviting the bell. And this is a practice that I do to come into the present moment. So as I invite the bell, I invite you to listen. If you're walking or driving, stay focused. If you're sitting, you can let your eyes close or gaze at a soft spot, and we'll tune in together. So welcome. This is a practice that I do almost every day because for me, yoga has been a way of life, not just a physical practice. And that's actually what led me to write Embrace Yoga's Roots. This is a story of not just how to practice yoga for physical fitness or to get a workout, but yoga off the mat and in your life. Because yoga is a philosophy and a way of being. It's something that my family taught me and that I was lucky enough to get to experience through my grandmother, my father, my aunts and uncles, who showed up when someone was in need. They were willing to feed folks who were coming by their home in the village that they lived in India, or here in the United States, reach out an open hand to do things like bring us and help us emigrate into this country. And so yoga is full of all of these practices, and that's what this book is about. That and how in the West, we often separate ourselves from ourselves or yoga from what it truly is. And so today, if we're practicing the foundational tenets of yoga, like ahimsa, non-harm, or satya, truthfulness, then it's part of our practice to engage with the world around us and to see how there may have been inequity or disconnection or social injustice. And so we can bring these yogic tools of yogic ethics or a meditation practice, a focus practice into our world and into our lives so we can bring more change, personal change and social change wherever we are. One of the big questions that I get about this book is, there's a backstory. So I wrote Embrace Yoga's Roots, and it took me probably about 3 or 4 years to write the book. But when I went to publishers to try to get it published, no one wanted to touch it. Or they'd say you'd have to take out some of these words like trauma or colonization or cultural appropriation, some of those kind of hot button words, because I don't shy away from talking about things that are important for us to consider when we're looking at a well-rounded yoga practice. And I knew, no, there's no way that I'm going to take these words out. We have to go right head on and address these things. And so in the end, I self-published Embrace Yoga's Roots. And I didn't take anything out. As I was going to publish, I also had a number of complications of people saying you can't use this name or you can't use this particular word. And so I learned so much through the journey. In fact, my journey in many ways mirrored the process of what yoga has gone through in coming to the West, of having challenges or being watered down. And so I continued to just stick with the path, really tune into my practice. And I want to share some of those tools with you, tune into my practice, and then share from that foundation as I brought the book into the world. And so some of those tools are tools like practicing yoga philosophy, as I mentioned, but also practicing mantra. Mantra are sacred sounds, and one of the most well-known mantra is the sound of Om. A, U, So it's three sounds, A, U, M, and then the whole sound together. A is creation or beginning. Sustaining. Is transformation or change. And the whole sound is gone beyond time, space, or form. And so I practiced with the mantra, the bija or seed mantra Om, again and again and again, and allowed it to clear my mind, to clear my way, and to go through the process of getting the book out into the world. So another question that I got is, how does cultural appropriation result in a separation from yoga traditions? Without knowing, many folks might be practicing yoga that's not the full expanse of what yoga is. Or doing things like taking that sacred sound of Om and putting it on a t-shirt or a parking space or a yoga mat and stepping on it in a way that's disrespectful to the depth and the root of this tradition that's fully about liberation. So in the book, we explore how cultural appropriation really is, it's like stealing, right? It's like taking something that belongs to another culture, another group of people, and then using it in a way that's disrespectful. And so the antidote to cultural appropriation is actually found in the yogic tradition itself. It's in power sharing and uplifting others and in non-harm. And so you'll experience and explore that in the text. And there's so many places where, we explore separation, the causes of separation, then reflect on where we might experience that in our own lives or in our community, reconnect through action. And then the final section is on liberation. And I wanted to read to you from this short section, it's a very short section on yogis and unity. Each section has, and I love this about it, has it's color coded, so you can go through and use it. It's like a reference book as well. And here we are. Liberation. Of all the instruments of emancipation, love is supreme. Sri Adi Shankaracharya. And that is my root lineage in yoga, is the Shankaracharya lineage. Yogis and unity. Inherent in the practice of yoga is the work of creating unity. Unity of the small self with the greater self. Unity of each individual with the greater whole. As we have discussed, yoga, yuj to yoke, is defined as unity. And we move towards overcoming separation when we practice yoga as unity. We must lean back, embrace roots, and dismantle appropriation to move forward. As we embrace yoga's roots as well as our own, we are untangling the roots of colonization and empire, the intertwined causes of separation, such as all the isms, racism, sexism, ableism, as a way to create inner and outer transformation. We can decolonize and embrace our practice by looking back to the roots and heart of yoga as we practice forward. There are specific tools for this that we can learn from the tradition itself. With yoga, unity is right here. It is always within. The beauty is that everyone can connect to it. We all have this within us. No one need be left out. It is available to all. Just ask and yoga will speak to you. If we want union, we cannot run from what it truly means to practice yoga. Yoga is union. If we can breathe, we can do yoga. If we can feel, we represent liberation. And when we breathe together, we all get a little more free. Breathe in this future with me. Breathe out, and let's make this happen together. I am so grateful to be connecting with you all at Boulder Bookstore. You can get Embrace Yoga's Roots at Boulder Books, and I appreciate and want to share that no matter who you are, no matter what your experience is, no matter whether you can touch your toes or you're flexible or not, or you look a certain way, that yoga is a practice that should be accessible to all. It's a practice that can offer support and liberation and freedom and care. And so I hope that Embrace Yoga's Roots, which is a book that can support you wherever you are on your yoga journey. At the beginning, if you've never done yoga before, this is a great doorway in. Or if you're a longtime practitioner and you want to deepen and refine your practice, I hope that you will explore Embrace Yoga's Roots and let me know what you think. Thank you so much, everyone. And we will close with the practice of Om that I shared with you. So we'll chant Om, Ah, U, and then silence. You can bring your palms together if you would like and take a deep breath in and out fully. And chant with me or receive the sound. Creation, sustenance, transformation. Inhale. Thank you. Thank you for your presence, Susanna Barkataki. So grateful for you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.